Bin, please.
Due to neglect that Anthony received under the care of his biological parents, his medical journey and critical illness began only at a couple of months of age. At that time, he underwent brain surgery, and since that time has had dozens of brain surgeries in an effort to help him become what we've seen today at This Wish.
I had never done an emergency placement before, so I didn't know what it entailed. She takes me into another room, and now I still haven't seen the baby. And she says, so we just came from the neurosurgeon's office with the baby. He could be blind, he could be deaf, and he needs brain surgery in 2 weeks. Do you still want him? I said, yes. I said, what else do you say? There's a baby that needs you. And then she says to me, do you have any questions? And I just was like, I don't even know what to say right now. The only thing I can think of, what's his name? And she turns and she says, his name is Anthony. And I said, that's my husband's name. But all I could do was look at his little body and his gray face and his very large head and think, how is he alive?
Yeah, we weren't sure he was going to survive the first night. It was bad.
It was very bad. You could take the clothes on his little tiny body, because he was 3 months old, the 3 months clothes, and you could wrap them completely around his body. He was so thin. Every time we fed him, he threw up. Almost every single time.
Yeah.
He would throw up. He had night terrors. He couldn't be in the dark. He would just cry and cry and cry. He was so scared.
When I came in, he was in the throngs of going to the hospital all the time because his shunt was failing all the time. It was like crisis call after crisis call after crisis call medically for them. And we did this journey for like a year and a half where he had over 30 brain surgeries where she would spend days and actually went down for 2.5 weeks, I believe. It was maybe even 3 down to Boston's Children's over Thanksgiving. Their family actually brought Thanksgiving dinner down to his room because she had to stay down there with them.
Yeah, there were a couple times they didn't expect him to survive the night. They didn't expect him to live to see 1. After he made it to 1, they didn't think he'd live to see 2. They said he'd never walk, he'd never talk. They pretty much expected him to be a vegetable with a very limited lifespan. It's been a wild ride, but we never gave up on him, you know, and he never gave up on clinging to life and fighting. He's a warrior.
He has fought so hard. Swimming is
sure.
his joy. It's where he can be a normal kid. You know, there's nothing holding him back. He swims and sings, and it's just pure joy.
And so they started to go to the lake on rare occasions, and he was able to, in his little floaty, like float around back and forth to his siblings. And Dana's like, Phyllis Ann, in the water, he looks like he can walk. I'm like, well, what are we doing? Like, how about a pool? And then Melissa, our CDS social worker, was like, well, what about Make-A-Wish?
Anthony was referred by several people on his care team, and in addition to those people, there were also several letters of support that came in from his physical therapist, occupational therapist, and specialists identifying the need of an above-ground pool that was heated so he could gain strength, a bit of stability, and really just use muscles that he's otherwise not able to use when he's not buoyant in water.
So there was so much excitement for everybody, like, we're gonna have a pool and we're gonna be able to use all of these things. Oh, and our wish makers made this happen. They sent this to us. So it was such an amazing part of the journey to have your wish makers, Celeste and Diane, be part of that journey, and the kids know that there's more people that love them. So we came around that corner and he was ready to go the other direction. But I said to him, I'm like, look over there. And he got curious as to what that big thing was. And I said, it's a big tub. He's like, big tub? Big tub? Big tub? And as I got closer and closer, and I don't know if you can see it on the video, he was trying to fly out of my arms.
When he came around the corner, it was funny because he was kind of looking at everybody like, what the heck are you doing in my house? You know? And then when he got down to the pool, just to see his eyes when he saw water, it was amazing. You know, I mean, and then to watch him kick his feet and move his arms that well and everything else, it's just,
Yep. The
Yeah, I
water
can-
therapy will be so beneficial
yeah.
to his recovery.
We've donated a lot of monetary things, but this was so much better just because you actually got to participate, you know. But that little kid's a special kid.
Because of the balance that he's learned in the water now, he's able to have more balance in the house too. So he normally scoots on his bottom, but since having the pool, probably a week after we got the
Yeah.
pool, he was able to get up on his knees, and he puts his little hands in the air.
Reaches for things.
Reaches for everything.
It's been big just getting him to do the things that he doesn't want to do, you know, because they're difficult, and he's young and he doesn't understand. But in the water, it's just part of the experience. So I want him to be happy, and I don't want him to suffer any more than he has to. He's been through a lot. It's really hard to watch.
I don't think that we could ever truly put into words what this wish means for Anthony.